my case study criteria, what it is that I'm doing with it, how I go about determining which campaigns to run with, and then scaling. And that's really what I want to be focusing on today is the setup portion of it, and then talk about scaling it. And that's where webinar number 2 comes in, is because I haven't done as well with this case study as I had hoped to. And in part, it's because I don't have the time to devote to it that I wanted to. I have put work into it every day, even just a little bit per day. I've put work into this every day for about 2 weeks. But I haven't had enough time, based on all the other projects and responsibilities that I have, to be able to put as much focused attention and energy into this as I had wanted to. And because of that, I want to scale this, because I see the potential as being huge. And the only way to scale is what I've been preaching to you guys forever. For anybody that's been following Semantic Mastery for any length of time knows I preach about outsourcing. And so what I'm going to do after today is I'm going to train one of my a virtual assistant to be able to run these for me so that I can scale it, because it'll be their full-time job, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, to run this software. And so what I want to do is, at the end of, in 4 to 6 weeks, I'd like to have a follow-up webinar with you guys to show you what a campaign that's been scaled looks like and the kind of results that I can get. Okay, so just so you guys understand, today what I'm going to share with you, I don't have a lot of results yet, but I have a process kind of in place that still needs to be a bit refined and then outsourced. And I see a lot of potential here. And so that's what I want to go through with you guys today, but I'm definitely going to do a follow-up webinar. There's no doubt, no question. And you guys will all be able to attend that. Mastermind members, you guys will get it anyways. So hopefully that makes some sense. So we're going to cover case study criteria. By the way, guys, if you have any questions about anything I'm going over, I'm just post them on the events page. And as soon as I get done with going through what I want to share with you guys, we'll get into any questions. We're going to wrap this up at most at 1 hour. So at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be done. So if there's any time left between when I'm done with the presentation and if there's any questions, I'll answer them then, okay? All right, so let's go on. Let's move on. So the case study criteria. Those of you that purchased, or those of you that are attending, obviously, well, some of you are mastermind members. The criteria that I said I was going to do for the case study was going to be 2 different monetization methods. One was Ring Partner Pay-Per-Call Network, which I'm going to walk you guys through that dashboard here in just a minute so that you can see what it is, and we're going to talk about getting set up with an account there. Okay. By the way, use my referral link. I mean, you don't have to. You can go to ringpartner.com if you want. But if you guys are going to sign up for Ring Partner, I ask that you use our referral link. I don't even know what the hell I get for that. I just know that they provided me with a referral link. So there it is, semanticmastery.com/Ring Partner. And again, I'm going to walk through this dashboard in just a second. But I also mentioned I was going to do a CPA campaign. Well, 2 things about the CPA campaign. I'm not going to share any of it with you today because, number one, I started doing a CPA campaign, which I've never done CPA anything in my entire life, guys. I've done some affiliate stuff. I've done some launch jacking stuff, and I do a ton of local stuff, but I've never done any CPA stuff. And so I thought this would be a good opportunity to do it. But 2 things happened. Number one, the CPA offer that I started on was discontinued. No shit. Like 4 or 5 days after getting into it, and I'd already started doing some videos for it. I created some videos, I'd done all the keyword research, and started actually testing with the video Marketing Blitz, and that campaign was ended. So I was using Max Bounty as the affiliate network. Okay, it was CPA and affiliate network, Max Bounty. Okay, and that campaign was terminated. So unfortunately, that pretty much put the end on that. But second of all, like I said, I haven't had as much time to devote to this as I wanted to. And you know, really what it was is it's not that I didn't have the, it's not that I wasn't able to devote as much time as I wanted to. I just had hoped that I was going to be able to get more done in the amount of time that I did devote to it. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough time. And that's why I said I want to outsource it. So I don't have any CPA stuff to share with you guys today. It's strictly going to be about the Ring Partner Pay-Per-Call Network. However, when we get to the scaling part of this, and I tell you guys what my intentions are with training a virtual assistant to run this software for me instead, which will be their full-time job, there's no doubt I'm going to do some CPA campaigns as well, because I will have somebody full-time employee on payroll that's going to be just building out campaigns for me. So I'm going to need to keep them busy anyways. Okay. So hopefully we'll have a CPA case study to share with you guys as the second, for the second webinar. Okay. Ring Partner Pay-per-call network. It had to be simple to set up, and which Ring Partner Pay-per-call network is simple to set up. There's no need to prospect or deal with clients. That's a big bonus, guys. Don't get me wrong. You can make a hell of a lot more money with pay-per-call if you're contacting service providers on your own and you're developing or creating, individual engagements with them. Like, you're going to make a lot more money that way. But then you have the headaches of dealing with prospecting, period, which kind of sucks. I mean, it can be done, there's no doubt, but it kind of sucks. And then dealing with clients or with service providers, and then having to chase your money sometimes. That happens. All that kind of stuff. You can make a lot of money doing that, guys. There's no doubt. But I wanted something that was easy to set up because I don't have a lot of time to devote to this, right? So Ring Partner Pay-per-call network is great for that. There's other pay-per-call networks, guys, that you can use. This is just the one that I'm familiar with. Okay, and I know the guys that work. I know some of the staff members over there because they'll call. They call on the phone and stuff like that. So it's a good network. I like those people. The Ring Partner people are good people. All right, there's lots of offers to promote, and I'm going to share go in here in just a minute. Okay, so that was pretty much the case study criteria. And what I started off, guys, with was 10 test channels and 5 money channels. Okay, for those of you that have started playing with the software, I'm sure you realize you can use channels for poking keywords, which are just straight up orphaned channels. In other words, they're just channels out there that they don't have a strong persona. They don't have, they're not interconnected with social media sites and all that other stuff. They're pretty much just bland, plain Jane YouTube channels with no avatar for the profile picture or anything, just flat out plain YouTube channels, and we use them to test or poke keywords, right? Well, then what I did was I created 5 money channels, which had the strong persona behind them, and basically a single tier 1 network, right? Branded, a single tier 1 IFTTT network. They weren't really branded; they were persona networks. But my point is that what my original strategy or my original goal was to do all my poking with the test channels and then identify the keywords that were easy to rank for with little to no SEO, and then go reproduce those across the money channels that did have IFTTT syndication, right, with better quality videos. That then I know that not only would I get those, be able to repeat those rankings that I was able to identify with the test channels, but because of the IFTTT syndication and it being a stronger channel with, connections on the web, a persona backing it, and all of that kind of stuff, they should stick. Those videos should stick. Here's the thing. Since then, I've changed my strategy since I started playing with it, and I'll kind of explain that why when I show you some results that I've got. But I ended up adding these channels myself. All 15 of these channels, I actually added to the software myself. And you guys know if you're adding your own channels that you have to get the API credentials, you have to create those. That's a pain in the ass. Then setting up each one of the accounts through proxies and assigning a proxy to each account, doing all that. It's enormous time suck. It sucks. It's no fun. It's not something I like to do. It's really, really tedious work. I got to 15 channels and I said, that's enough. I can't do any more of this. And I moved on and I just worked with what I have. I'm going to scale this thing to industrial size strength. And when I do, I'm going to outsource all of that, which means creating the accounts, generating APIs, assigning proxies, adding them to the software. All of that's going to be outsourced so that I'll have a hell of a lot more channels to use. Okay. And that's where I think the key is to this software, is to have a large number of channels to use, both test channels and money channels. Okay. The other part of that is, and I'll share it when I start to show you some of the results that I've got from what I've done in the last 2 weeks. It'll make more sense to you. But the concept that I had originally thought about with identifying easy to rank keywords and then using money channels to reproduce those isn't really necessary in my opinion, because the thing is I'm essentially even spamming my money channels because of the sheer volume of videos that I'm putting onto those channels, and I'm probably going to get those IFTTT networks accounts shut down for spam, because I'm using the same videos, basically, and even though the titles are changing and the descriptions are changing and stuff like that, they're pretty much the same. So all of the posts on the networks for the money channels, because I had IFTTT networks connected to the money channels, they're getting basically, very similar type posts posted multiple times per day. So I'm rethinking my strategy on this to where I'm just probably going to be using test channels for the most part, like essentially just channels that don't have any connections on the web, or maybe I'll have some money channels that don't necessarily need IFTTT networks, but might just have personas, like a strong Google profile attached to the channel, if that makes sense. So in other words, instead of having money channels with IFTTT networks, which only a little bit more time will tell whether that's necessary or not. Because right now, like I said, I'm ranking stuff with my test channels that are orphaned channels with no networks. Why do I need the network for that then, right? What I'm thinking is for long-term, for longevity, for stickability. In other words, for the videos to stick, the rankings to stick, it's probably going to be better if the channels have a strong persona behind them, right? So that might be how I change my strategy slightly, is use mostly all test channels, but then have a handful, let's say maybe 25 channels or so, that I would call money channels that don't necessarily need networks, but probably have a good, strong persona built, right, with an identity, if that makes sense. So again, this is going to take some more testing. All of this I will follow up with you guys in the second webinar and let you know which out of the various ways that I test, which ones seem to work the best. Right now, I don't have enough data to be able to tell you that, but I can tell you what my thoughts are. What? Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
That's
I have
okay.
I have a couple of mastermind members asking for the link to the event. Do you have that handy?
Yeah, here. It should just be the event page. Are you not? Oh, you're not on the event page, are you?
No.
Okay, just a minute. I'll give you the truncated link. I'm gonna drop this in Slack.
Yep.
There you go.
Thanks.
All right. Back at it. Sorry, guys. All right. So anyways, just so you guys understand, what I started with originally and then how my strategy has changed. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. The last thing is it needs to be scalable and able to be outsourced, because I don't have the time to work this. And by the way, guys, like, look, Abs's software is awesome. Video Marketing Blitz is a great software. There's no doubt. But I'm not the type of guy that likes to sit behind these softwares and run them all day long. Like, that's why, like, when it came to spam tools, I used to use SE Nuke. I'm sure a lot of you remember SE Nuke. That was the only link building spam tool that I ever learned how to use. And it was a learning curve, and I never enjoyed doing it ever. I used it because I needed to, but I never enjoyed doing it. And once I really started learning how to outsource stuff, and I hired Dedia, which was like 3 years ago now, maybe even close to 4 years ago now. And he started running spam tools for me. I swore I'd never run a spam tool again a day in my life, a link building tool. Okay. And so I just don't enjoy that kind of stuff. No matter how awesome the software is, I don't enjoy it. So I wanted something that I know that I can outsource so that it gets done. All right. And so that's why I said that for case study criteria, it needed to be scalable and able to be outsourced. So let's jump in the Ring Partner real quick, guys, just so I can show you what it looks like, give you some tips about it in case you guys are interested in using Ring Partner. So here's a Ring Partner account that I have set up, that I don't have a lot of revenue coming into this one at the moment, but you can see that, I'm making a little bit of money with this one. And this is the one that I'm using for this case study as well. And I haven't had a lot of good results yet, but again, I'm going to share with you guys what I have done. And in 4 to 6 weeks, when we come back, we should see a lot better numbers here. But this is the inside of the dashboard, guys. If you want to sign up for Ring Partner, you got to submit an application. Essentially, you just apply. It's just like any affiliate network or CPA network, in that you submit an application, and then they're going to call you. Taylor is the guy that I've always spoke with. His name is Taylor something or another, but he works at Ring Partner, and he's usually the guy that calls new applicants and will talk to you on the phone and ask you what your experience is, how you plan on generating leads, that kind of stuff, how you plan on generating traffic and that kind of thing. All you have to do, and I'm telling you this now, all you have to do, guys, is just sound confident and just say, you've been doing SEO and generating leads for local businesses, using websites, WordPress and maybe Google Maps and maybe some YouTube video stuff. And now, just say, this is what I said. I just said, I've been running a local SEO agency for a couple of years. I've been, I've been generating leads for about 4 years, more than, and I use YouTube, Google My Business or Google Local, Google Maps essentially, and WordPress websites to be able to generate leads for local businesses. I'm tired of dealing with clients. I want an easier way. Pay per call, ring partner pay per call seems to be exactly what I'm looking for. That's pretty much all you have to say. So make a note of that, guys. Literally just say, I've been running, doing SEO and lead gen for local businesses in my own area using YouTube, Google Maps, some website stuff. I'm getting tired of dealing with clients. I would like an easier way. Ring partner pay per call seems to be the answer that I'm looking for. Say something like that, guys. Boom, you should get it. You should be approved. Okay. If you have any trouble getting approved, reach out. Maybe I can, maybe I can pull some strings for you. Okay. But again, if you just kind of approach it the way I just mentioned, guys, you shouldn't have any issues. So this is inside the dashboard, but once you hit the all campaigns button, this will take you over to the campaign dashboard where you can apply to new campaigns, that kind of stuff. You can see the campaigns that you already have been approved for. If you go to apply to new campaigns, and I'll show you that screen from here, this is only showing 10 results per page. Let me go ahead and show 100 results per page. If you guys see this, then these are all the different types of offers right here, the campaigns. If you click on them, it'll give you more information. This gives you the category, the payout. This is what each lead or qualifying call pays out. Okay. And then this shows you the 7-day earnings per click. I don't know where they come up with these numbers. I'm not sure, how they calculate these numbers, but it just kind of gives you an indication of what are the best performing campaigns. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean the truth. And the reason I say that is because septic services has been one of my best campaigns that I've done for, and that's in part, you'll see that's what we're going to be covering today. But septic services have been one of my best performing campaigns, and it only has a $6 pay per call. Like it's a $6 value per call, which doesn't seem like a lot. Everybody wants to go after the real high pay per call stuff, but I've done really, really well with the septic services stuff, and it's low. It's only $6 per call. So again, I don't really pay attention to these numbers over here. What I like to do is test, and we're going to talk about the keyword research and determining which campaign you should run with in just a minute. Okay. We're going to talk about that on the next slide. So my point is just, go through here and start testing, looking for stuff that either you're interested in, or if you do some research, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a moment, that you can identify some opportunity in. Either way, do something either you're interested in or one that you can find opportunity, or both if you're lucky enough to find something that you're interested in and identify opportunity. Okay. But then, like I said, like if we were to click on one of these, for example, like I was looking at one earlier that I thought looked pretty good. I forget which one it is now. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. There's like funeral services, for God's sakes. Like that, I mean, come on. Like, let's see if I can find that one. You know what? I think I might even have. All right, let's just go with this water damage and restoration. Again, there's so many different. There's another one I saw here. This one. Let's go with this one. Bathtub and shower remodeling pros. Variable rate up to $30 per qualified call. So if I click on this, then this will give you the actual campaign data, like the instructions, and it's going to say compliance guidelines. This is going to tell you what's allowed and what's not allowed, guys. You have to pay very, very close attention to what's allowed and what's not allowed, because if you get caught sending traffic to an offer using keywords that aren't allowed and things like that, which it will say so right here in the overview, okay, then Ring Partner will terminate your account. And even if they owe you money, they'll terminate your account and you won't get the money because you violated terms of service for that particular advertiser, right? You're the publisher. You have to comply with the advertiser's guidelines. Okay. So just keep that in mind, man. Ask me how I know, because I've had Ring Partner accounts shut down. Okay. So that sucks. Don't do that. All right. So right here, it says like, for example, the payout, the campaign is nationwide and pays $30 on the following states. So right here, these are the states. It lists right here that they pay. These states here pay $30 per call. All other states do pay, but it's variable. Okay. The payout for other regions is variable. So my point is, if you want to go after the $30 phone calls, these are the states that you want to target. But you can target every city, municipality, neighborhood, and the entire state, right? And so we're going to talk about that too. I got some resources I'm going to give you guys today that's going to make it a lot easier for you to generate your targeting lists. Okay, I'm going to give those to you today, so just bear with me. All right, but just make sure you go through here, and then at the very bottom, once you understand the criteria, then you want to scroll down to the bottom, and right here where it says application and agreement to terms, all you need to do is put in here promote offer with videos targeting local SEO terms, something like that. That's all you need to do is just for application. You just got to tell them how you plan on promoting the offer. And so just put in promote offer, and specifically for Video Marketing Blitz, this is what I would put: promoting offers with videos targeting local SEO terms. That's it. Then you click on the I have read in read and whatever, agree to the terms of service, and click apply to campaign. Once you've applied to the campaign, you're going to have to submit your creatives. Okay. And what that means, guys, is if you're using a landing page, for example, this isn't really going to apply for videos. You still have to submit a creative though. Let me make that clear. But if you were building websites, for example, you would want to submit the landing page that you were driving traffic to, right? Which it would just be a standard landing page with a call to action, maybe a contact form. In fact, with pay-per-call, you don't even want a contact form. The call to action would be phone call only. Okay. If you were doing banner advertising, if you were doing banner ads, so you were doing, pay-per-click or pay-per-impression advertising, you would need to submit your banner ads, your creatives. If you're doing search marketing, so pay-per-click Google search, you would need to submit your ads and your ad copy, that kind of stuff. Okay. And then again, your landing page, but that's all you need to do. So for submitting your videos, all you would need to do is come up with a decent video, guys, which I'm going to share some resources for that too. But come up with a decent video and just submit the YouTube URL with one of your generic white labeled videos that, with your call to action for the phone, in this case, bathtub and shower remodeling. Guys, think about that. I haven't done any keyword research on this at all, but this pays almost $30 or up to $30 per call for bathtub and shower remodeling. I bet you there's some really good, and look, that remodeling is misspelled. It doesn't have 2 L's in it, right? It shouldn't. I don't think it does. Remodeling is supposed to be 1 L, isn't it? Let me just check. I'm just curious now. Yeah, it's 1 L. They got it misspelled in the, I thought so. I started second guessing. Anyways, that's beside the point. But I can imagine this would be probably a fairly easy campaign to generate some revenue with. This is a new campaign, by the way. That's why I haven't done any research on this one yet, because it's just recently been added to Ring Partner. But I'm just saying this would probably be a really good campaign. I can't imagine this being a very difficult term to rank for in a lot of like smaller areas, more rural areas, right? So just keep that in mind. So anyways, once you apply to the campaign, you need to submit your creatives. And let me show you where you do that. I'm going to have to log back in through the front end. So just give me a second. You have to go back into the main dashboard, which is the front end side, because the back end where your campaigns are, that's like a different, it's a whole different interface. But from here, you're going to go over to creative approval. And this will say loading campaigns that you have applied to, please wait. It takes a few seconds. And sometimes, guys, if you don't see campaigns that you've already applied to in here that you select, just call these guys. That's what I like about Ring Partner, guys. You don't need to worry about submitting support tickets or emails. Just pick up the phone and call them. You get somebody on the phone right away. They will help you do anything you need, and it's over and done with in a matter of seconds. Okay, that's what I like about Ring Partner, is that there's like that that real personal touch to it. Like you get an account manager and all that kind of stuff, guys. So anyways, once you've selected one, like for example, let's say repair my appliance, we would say right here, you see how it says, how do you plan to promote repair my appliance today? And there's all these different ones you can select. Just select YouTube video site. You put the preview URL in here, the ad text, or how you wish to represent the product. And I would just say something like, in this case, this was for repair my appliance today, for appliance repair services, call, and then I would put something like phone number, right? And that's all I would do, guys. This is what I would do, and I meant to use a square bracket, but just something like this to show this is what my call to action would look like. And my preview URL would just be that I would upload a generic white label type video that you're going to use. Guys, remember, you might be using total spam videos to generate the calls, but for the creative approval, make sure you're submitting a decent video, because remember, you're trying to get approval to represent the company that you're going to be driving traffic to. So even if you're going to use spam videos, we want to make sure that the creative approval, and you know, this is probably incorrect, but you know, I would submit just a video that you know, is a decent video, maybe with a voiceover, you know, that kind of stuff. And you can use some white label videos, and I'll show you a couple resources for that too. Okay. And that's it. If you have a thumbnail image that you're going to use, you know, a custom thumbnail image, that might not be a bad idea to drop that in here as well. Because typically my thumbnail images for YouTube videos will have a strong call to action. And for the pay-per-call stuff, it's usually just a thumbnail with, you know, appliance repair service and then the phone number, like, so that it's real big. And when that thumbnail shows in the SERPs, it's essentially a billboard with a call to action, right? So you might want to add that as well. But that's all you need to do, guys. And the other thing, you know, I do a lot of the content approval site SEO, because we build like lead gadget sites and stuff. And so if you get approved for campaigns using a different type of promotion source, then you can always come back in and have in that same account. And let me just show you what I mean. Let me explain what I mean here. If I go over here to the campaigns that I'm already doing, for example, I could say like find a plumber now. Promo numbers. Once you've been approved for a campaign, guys, you will get notification via Ring Partner, and then and once because they have to approve your creative first. Once they've approved your creative, then that gives you the green light to go ahead and start promoting that offer. Then you can come over here and get local numbers or toll-free numbers by just clicking on the promo numbers button. It will issue one instantaneously. I always use the toll-free numbers. However, you could get more local if you want. Guys, you can add multiple numbers. So if you want to go with local numbers, you can. Just for efficiency purposes, I'm using toll-free numbers. It just makes it easier. I can use one number. But if I've got one number for like a landing page, because I'm using like the ATM to build spam sites, then I'm going to use a different phone number for my YouTube campaign. So what I'm saying is, once you've been approved for a campaign, you can actually just get multiple numbers and start promoting various ways. If that makes sense. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you guys for how to use Ring Partner, and to check it out. Like I said, I would apply to it if you guys plan on doing any sort of lead gen, that kind of thing. Like, it's a great way to get in to doing lead gen without the hassle and headaches of dealing with clients or service providers. So you know, I highly recommend it, especially for something like this where you could start scaling it and having an outsourcer do the work for you and generating, you know, basically driving calls and making money. All right. So keyword research. How do we take a Ring Partner offer and determine which campaigns to go with, right? Well, again, it's going to be up to you as to what it is you want to work with, but you should also look for some indications that it's a decent campaign to promote with this method. And the way to do that is to check the available offers. Plus, inside of Video Marketing Blitz is one of the suite of tools. You have the HQ Suggest, which is the suggest tool that you can use to generate or to essentially pull Google Suggest. It scrapes Google Suggest. It scrapes a whole bunch of different sites, but I just selected Google for out of it. And in case you guys, I'm not going to get in and actually open up a HQ Suggest. I did play with it a little bit. However, like I said, those of you that have Video Marketing Blitz, the tool is in there that will do this for you. I prefer Power Suggest Pro. You guys all know it's like one of my favorite SEO tools of all time, or one of my favorite keyword tools of all time, because this is just like, it's a reflex for me. It's reflexive for me. Whenever I do any keyword research, I always click two buttons, the Power Suggest Pro button and the Google Trends button. That's it. Like, I always go right. Those are my go-to sources for keyword research. So although HQ Suggest is in the tools, and if you don't have Power Suggest Pro, you don't need to buy it. There's no doubt, because you have the tools available inside of Video Marketing Blitz. However, those of you, like, I just love the speed with this tool and the simplicity of it. So I just typically will use this. All right. So here's the deal. What you want to do is check the available offers plus suggested phrases. You want to do a suggest search, or, you know, scrape suggested terms based upon the offer and some of the keywords around the offer to look for local intent. Guys, why are suggested phrases so good? Because there's traffic there. In order for them to be in Suggest at all, there has to be people physically, actively, literally searching for those phrases. And so whenever I'm looking for stuff to promote using these particular methods like Video Marketing Blitz, or using tools like Lead Gadget, for example, I want to look for stuff that has location modifiers, has local intent, right? And it spits out just keyword after keyword with local intent. And that, as soon as I see that, that's when the dollar signs appear, you know, and I start to see green. I start to see money, because now I know that those are perfect for these types of tools where I can spam out a whole bunch of shit in high volume very quickly. All right. So let me just give you an example of what I mean. So if we're looking at like Find a Plumber Now, or you know what, I'll just use the one that I was just sharing. Like, for example, if I say septic service, okay, because I'm going to share with you guys some results here in just a minute of what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks with the limited time that I've had. But right now, you guys can see inside of Power Suggest. Again, I could show you with HQ Suggest in the Video Marketing Blitz software, guys. It does something similar. Of course, the interface is different, blah, blah, blah. There's training on how to use HQ Suggest. If you want to use that tool as part of the Video Marketing Blitz suite, absolutely use it. Go look at the training videos, but it's going to do the same thing as this. I just like how fast this is. So if I put in septic service and I click search and I've just selected Google, I can stop it already. Look, we're almost 100 keywords. I'm going to go ahead and click stop. But take a look at this. That's all I need to do. I don't need to let this thing run all the way through its process. All I wanted to do was I want to plug in a keyword. And again, if we go back over here to apply to new campaigns, for example, and let's just take a look at this bathtub and shower remodeling pros. Again, we were just over there. So though a lot of the times you can find seed keywords right in here. So for example, this says homeowners looking to save money on bathroom renovation, right? So bathroom renovation would be one that I would put in here. Bathroom renovation or bathroom remodeling. I'd spell it correctly though, right? Just like I showed with septic service here, all I do is plug in one of the keywords and then hit search. And I just look over here. Take a look at this, guys. I know it's probably very difficult for you guys to see on this, but it's saying septic service Aiken, septic service Albany, septic service Amelia. And it's just one after another of keyword plus city. Look at that. It's just keyword plus city. That's what I'm looking for. If I start spitting out a whole bunch of suggested phrases that don't contain a city, a local modifier, then it's probably not going to be the best type of keyword to promote with these types of methods, where I'm going to be adding a local, like keyword plus local modifier, and I'm going to be doing it in mass, right? So that's all I wanted to point out with this, is using a suggest tool that you can very, very quickly determine which keywords are perfect for actually using this type of, method for, building out campaigns. So for example, we just showed septic service, but if we were to look at, let's say, bathroom renovation, I think remodeling would be a better keyword, but we'll check bathroom renovation and we click search. And look, I'll go ahead and stop it. We're at 60 keywords, but look at this. Bathroom renovation, Alexandria, Virginia. Bathroom renovation, Asheville, North Carolina. Atlanta, Austin, Bangalore, Boston, Massachusetts. So there's other ones mixed in here, like bathroom renovation checklist, calculator, contractors, depreciation rate, all of that. But there are still quite a few in here with local modifiers. So that would be a decent keyword. Another one, like I said, a similar keyword would be like bathroom remodeling. That's going to give you even more local modifiers, right? So if I click that, I can tell you, because I know this industry, that's going to give you a lot more local modifiers. If you take a look at this, once again, it's just keyword after keyword plus city. Okay, so again, these are perfect keywords for that. So hopefully you guys get that. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think that's very, very important that you guys understand the quickest way to determine which offers are best to promote is to just use a suggest scraper, HQ Suggest, Power Suggest Pro, any one of them. There's a million, there are a dime a dozen anymore, to be honest with you. Just select one and use it. Then I go to Google Trends. That's always step two, is or usually with keyword research, it's the opposite. I go to Google Trends first and then the Power Suggest. But with this method, like I said, I want to see that the vast majority of search queries have local intent for the keywords that I'm thinking about promoting. Then I go to Google Trends to determine which areas to target first. That's what I'm going to use Trends for this type of campaign, is to determine which areas, which locations are the best for me to target first with my campaigns. Let me explain what I mean by that. We're going to go over to Google Trends. Google Trends interface has changed significantly over the last couple of weeks. In fact, in the last IFTTT SEO update webinar, we went over some of the changes, but it's changed even more since then. But however, the functionality is the same. It's just the buttons and stuff are different. But if you can take a look at for a second, I'm looking at 4 keywords here. We're going to cover these here in just a moment. But drain cleaning, drain service, septic tank pumping, septic service. And so I'm comparing 4 terms here. I have it narrowed down to just the United States instead of worldwide. This gets to show you the trend, the historical, you know, the trend of the keyword over time. Over the last 10 years is how I have it set right here, or I guess 12 years, 2004 to present. 2004 is when they started keeping track of this data. All right. But if I wanted to, I could narrow it down even less. But really, I don't care about any of that. What I'm looking for here is each one of these. So this is drain cleaning here, drain service, septic tank pumping, septic service. Well, what's interesting is if you take a look at this, it's going to show you the map by default. So let me just click on the map. This is what it's going to, the default view is going to be this. And now the default on the keyword side or the related query side is going to be on rising. If you want to select to look at the keywords with the most relevance based on historical data, then you click on top. If you want to look at the ones that have shown the most increase in search interest recently, then click on rising, when rising will be the default setting. But what I'm looking for here with this is I'm looking at the map, and what I want to do is come over here and click on the list view. And what this is going to do is sub-region level, it's going to show me the states for this keyword here. It's going to show me the states that have the highest search interest for that particular keyword phrase. So if I'm going to be targeting and if I'm going to start building out these campaigns, I want to go after the states that have the highest search interest first, because those are the ones that are going to probably generate the most traffic and therefore the most calls and the most revenue, right? So what's interesting is I didn't do this when I first started with the case study going after septic tank pumping. I went with just local. I started off with Virginia and then West Virginia and Maryland, and like I live in Virginia, you guys know that, and North Carolina. And so I just started doing the states right around me. And then it dawned on me, I was like, why the hell am I doing that? I should have gone and looked at the Google Trends to determine the best cities or states to start with so that I could get better and faster results. So I just started, if we go back over and take a look at the septic campaign, let me show you real quick, because this is what's interesting about the septic campaign. If you take a look, this is my septic and drain services is the one that I started with, guys. And it shows right here, this campaign is looking for callers who are in need of septic and drain repairs, new installs, and septic tank pumping, cleaning, and inspections. So we have septic service, septic tank inspections, septic system inspections, septic tank pumping, septic tank cleaning, sewer cleaning, sewer inspections. Like, there are so many different keywords that we could target. But then we also have drain cleaning, drain repairs, drain cleaning service. So there's multiple keywords that we can target for this one campaign. So when looking at Google Trends, I said, okay, you know what? I know drain service because I've got plumbing clients, and I know that drain service and drain cleaning are 2 keywords that are fairly easy to rank for with YouTube videos, especially when you're targeting, the more rural areas or the smaller areas, townships and things like that. They're typically like, hands down, you rank them just like that, like no problem at all. So when I was looking at I missed that when I first started with, building this campaign. I missed the whole drain cleaning thing. I don't know why. I just wasn't paying attention to it. So just yesterday I said, oh shit, drain repairs and drain cleaning. That's perfect. I know that's another good keyword that we can go after. So I jumped over to Trends, and that's when I started looking at this and saying, instead of me just picking local stuff, I want to start building out based on the data that Google shows is who's got the highest search interest for, which areas. So we're going to start targeting that. So let me show you what that looks like here in just a moment. So that's pretty much it, guys, is just go over to Google Trends. Once you've identified keywords with the local modifier, right? You know that there's local search intent on those keywords. Then jump over to Trends, plug those same keywords in. The seed keywords is all you need to plug in. And then take a look. Remember, you want to come over here and sort by, you want to switch from map view to list view. And it's going to be by default on subregion anyways. You want to leave it on subregion, and that will give you the states with the highest search interest. That's where you should start building your campaigns out for the quickest results. All right. So let me share something with you guys real quick. I've got a link here that I want to share with you guys for US City Master List. Let me show you what this looks like, guys. This is an Excel spreadsheet. I'm giving it to you as a Google Drive link for you to download as an Excel file. I highly recommend that you download this as an Excel file and not open it in Google Sheets, because there is so much data on this Excel file that if you open it in Google Sheets, it will crash your browser, or it will just make your browser unresponsive because it's so much data. So do not use this in Google Drive. Just click the link and then download as an Excel file. Okay. So this is going to be the US cities list, and I'm going to go over this with you guys. I don't know that we're going to have much time for questions. I didn't realize this presentation was going to take so long. Looks like there's only one question anyways. So, all right. So let me show you what this looks like. If we look at this in Google Drive, it's going to show you the Excel file. Again, I do not recommend that you open this with Drive. It's going to take a while because there's so much data. Right now, it's trying to convert the data for it to be readable in Drive. But what I would do is click the button, and then you're going to download as, or come over here and click download, or if it gives you the prompt to open with Excel, you can open it in Excel, or you can just click over here and download it to your desktop. That's what I recommend that you do. This is what that looks like. Okay, so let's jump back over here so the screens don't confuse everybody. Okay, so this is the actual list. Guys, there are some errors in here. I did not build this list. This was given to me from the Lead Gadget crew. I'm sharing it with you guys, but this has got 30,000. Actually, I think it's more than that. If we go all the way down to the bottom, this is every single city in the United States. And it's, you know, I'm sure there are some errors in here. There's no doubt. But it's got 42,178 cities. Okay, there's and in part that's because if we were to strip out the zip codes, you'll see that it looks like duplicates. Like, for example, right here, Cheyenne or whatever, Cheyenne, Wyoming. You can see that there's like 6 or 8 occurrences here of that, but that's because there's different zip codes. So if you actually were to remove duplicates down to just the city and city name, excuse me, the city and state abbreviation, which is what I use this for. I'm going to show you guys how to use the filters on this in just a second for those of you that don't know. But if you were to just to eliminate duplicates, like if you were to just to select these 2 columns right here, which is what I'm going to, how I use this for this video marketing blitz strategy. All I'm using is these 2 right here. If you want to go after zip codes, you can. I don't recommend doing it. I don't think it's necessary. But if I were to just remove duplicates from here, it would bring it down to about 30,000. It's about 30,200 and something. Okay. So anyways, what I do is, like, for example, if we come over here and look at this for drain cleaning, okay, see how it's drain cleaning and I've got it selected by subregion. Colorado is showing as the most, it's got the highest search interest for drain cleaning. So what I would do is I'd come over here and I would select state, just the column for state. Then I come up here and click on filter. If you don't see filter here, if you're on the home view with Excel, you should see filter over here. But if not, click on data and you'll see filter. When you click filter, you'll see a little drop down arrow appear on the column heading. You want to click on that. Then I'm going to unselect all, right? I'm going to click select all to unselect everything. And then I'm going to click on CO for Colorado and I'm going to click OK. Now what that does is it filters everything out to where all I'm looking at now is the Colorado cities. And that's it. You can see, like, look at Denver because of all the duplicates because of the different zip codes, right? So what I would do now is I would copy from, just use your scroll wheel on your mouse to scroll up to the top because you got filters set. So if you wanted, you could keep, you know, moving up and down, but you don't want to do that. Just use your scroll wheel, go to the very top. I'm going to select the first cell. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to click shift and highlight everything. And I'm going to copy it all. And then I'm just going to open up another sheet on the same Excel file. And I'm going to paste values only. Right. And then what I'm going to do is just come back up here on the data tab and I'm going to go to remove duplicates, click OK. You know, if you have headers, you won't if you do it the way I show you. Just walk through the steps. Click OK. It said 259 duplicates were removed. 403 unique values remain. So now what I've got is I've got 403 cities, municipalities within the state of Colorado that I can target. Okay. You guys see that? Then what else I'll do is I'll open up a notepad file because right now it's tab separated, right? It's basically tab separated. If I paste that into here, guys, I know you can do all this in Excel, but I to be honest with you, I can't stand Excel. So I don't know how to do any of the formulas and functions and all that shit, and I don't want to learn either. So I just paste it into Notepad, and I copy that tab. I just highlight that tab, and then I go to edit, replace, paste the tab in, then put a space in replace with what, and I put a space in there, and I click replace all, and now this is perfectly formatted. So I'll copy that back out, and if I want to start in a new column and I paste it in, you'll see that now everything is all in one column. So these are the keywords that I would append to my my keyword. These are the locations that I would append to my keyword. So for example, if I want to delete these columns, and now let's say I want to go with drain cleaning, right? I would say drain cleaning. Then all I would do is just copy this cell and drag it down all the way down to the bottom, which is going to be here. And now I'm going to copy all of these two cells, or excuse me, these two rows or two columns. That's what I should say. These two columns. Let me copy, then go back over to my Notepad file, paste that in, click edit, replace. I've already got the tab and the space set up. Click replace all, end it out. And now look at this, guys. Now I have 403 perfectly formatted keywords plus local modifier right here. So this is what I would paste into Control A, Control X. Let me come back over here. We'll go to the video keyword prospector. Open that up. And I know there's the whole local modifier thing. I found this to be an easier way to do it personally. I know you can use this stuff here. You can also import cities. If you're going to be doing a lot of this stuff, you might want to just import your own city lists for each state. You could totally do that, okay? Or you can just do it like I did manually. But what I do is just now I paste that in, and all of those keywords, 403 of them, are now ready to go. And under the post videos section, I uncheck use local modifiers because I've already added the local modifiers as part of the keyword. Does that make sense? So so when I go to post, now you can see it says keywords 403. I could go ahead and select, you know, where I'm going to post them, how many videos I'm going to post, all that. It will rename the files, but it won't add the local modifier because I have the local modifier appended to the keywords already. Hopefully, you guys, that makes sense. So use that Excel file. Again, download as an Excel file because if you try to do it inside of Google Sheets, it'll crash your browser. It just is really, really slow. When you're done with that particular state, all you need to do is click the filter button and it will unclear that filter, and you can see all of a sudden now everything's back. Okay, and again, all I'm using is these two columns for this particular type of project, but hopefully you guys find that useful. We're going to move on. So once you found the trends, the locations to target, you start poking with spam videos, identify winners, and then create money campaign. Now, that's how I was doing it originally. Right now, I'm not even poking keywords, guys. I'm just blasting out videos that whether they rank or not is entirely up to, you know, there's multiple ways you can do it, right? You can poke videos, identify winners, and then go back and create better videos and target those winners. Or you can just do decent quality videos to start with, and instead of poking, just spam the shit out of your keywords and your cities, and then just leave them up. And that's what I was saying at the beginning when I was talking about how my strategy changed from 10 test channels and 5 money channels. Now I've just combined both. I still have them separated inside the software. If we take a look at this, you'll see that if we look, I've got 2 different ring partner case study, 10 sites. Those are my 10 test channels. Money channels, 5 money channels. But what I'm doing now, and I'll show this to you because I'm going to show you the rank tracker results here in just a second. I'm just using all 15 accounts now, and I'm doing 100 videos at a time. I'm trying to do no more than 100 videos in a 24-hour period across 15 channels. So what's that come out to be like? I don't know, 8 videos, whatever, 7, 8 videos per channel per day. And that's a little bit aggressive. I would kind of want to stick to only 5, but I was trying to get more data together for this webinar today. So I've pushed it a little bit harder the last couple days. In fact, I've even done 200 videos to those 15 channels in a 24-hour period the last couple days. And those channels are still up. I don't recommend that. I recommend that you try to stick with like 5 videos per channel per day. Although, like I said, I've done as many as 20 videos per channel per day over the last couple of days, and those accounts are still up. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of those accounts got terminated. So for scaling, I'm going to end up having like 50 test channels and 25 money channels and maybe even more. I might even end up having 75 test channels and 25 money channels. And then that way, when I go to post, if I want to do 10 videos, let's say I wanted to do 10 videos per channel in a 24-hour period with 75 channels, or if I combined all and did 100 channels, guys, you're talking about 1,000 videos that you could post in a 24-hour period, right? And that's where we're going to talk about scaling. We'll get to that in just a minute. I really got to move on. I can't believe the time, as usual. So identify your winners and create the money campaigns if you're going to go that route, or you can go the route that I'm going right now, which is just making the videos decent quality up front and then just using those over and over again and not even worrying about money campaigns. It's all money campaign at this point for me, right? And I'll show you some results here in a minute. By the way, there's I'm going to share 2 resources with you for white label videos. I'll show you examples of them as well. Instant spokesperson. These are good videos. This is a club, instant spokesperson club offer. I'll share with you guys. I'll put this on the events page. This is not about selling you guys stuff today. I'm sharing resources that I use. Okay. So instant spokesperson. These are white label videos that you can purchase and use, and you can, add call to action overlays on them and stuff like that, which is what I've been doing. So this is a great one. And the reason why I say this is a good one, excuse me, let me pause that, is because this is like instant spokesperson club is like $50 a month or $47 a month or something like that. But it's got all of these different niches in here and all these different so you got videos for all these niches, guys. Look at that. That's a hell of a lot. And every single month they add another between 5 to 10 videos. Okay, so every single month you get another 5 to 10 niches or industries. And so I'm absolutely a member of this because I use a lot of these videos for this kind of stuff. Okay, so this is a great resource, guys, for picking up these white label videos, and they're high quality videos. Okay, the other one is offline PLR videos, which is what I've been using for the case study that I'm going to show you now. Let me just let me see if I can find that link. I don't have an affiliate link for that, but I do use that guy's stuff as well. Offline PLR videos. It's just offlineplrvideos.com. Let me back out of the members. Right, so here we go. This is offline plrvideos.com. Let me close out of this. What you buy here is niche packs. They don't have at least I don't think they have a monthly club where you get all of them. You just buy niche packs, but it's inexpensive, and these are decent quality videos too. So I'll drop this link on the page too. But this is offline PLR videos. All right. So that said, let me move on. I'll show you. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. What I want to share with you is this. All right, so this is, guys, I know this is probably a little bit hard to see. Let me zoom in on this one a little bit. Okay. So here are, what I want to show you guys is, this is what I've done over the last 2 weeks on my own. And that was with 4 days where I had some issues that needed to be resolved with the software not uniquifying videos, which, by the way, I know we've had some issues with some people saying that the support with abs or whatever, they weren't being, replying right away and stuff like that. I don't know, because I kind of got a direct line with those guys. They were wonderful with me because, and so I'm not, all I'm saying is I know that their support is good, because I actually had one of Abs's developers Skype with me to figure out what was going on with the software. It wasn't uniquifying videos the way that I wanted it to. It was kept, the software kept hanging. And it took him about 12 hours to reply. But once I told him what we did a team viewer session, I showed him what was happening. About 12 hours later, he said, it's been updated, restart the software, it will auto update, and it should be fixed. And it's been working like a charm ever since. So, and I was down for about 4 days because I kept thinking it was something I did wrong. I should have just contacted support, but I always like to contact support as a last resort. Because, guys, we deal with a ton of people that they contact support at the drop of a pin. And it's totally something stupid that they should have been able to fix on their own, and it just bogs us down. So I didn't want to do that with them, but I should have, because I could have had it resolved a lot sooner. So anyways, I've done 640 videos to these 15 channels, guys, that I showed you. I should have a hell of a lot more channels. I just haven't trained somebody to implement all that yet. So I've only had limited time, but I've done 640 videos, guys. And out of the 640 videos, these are my stats. 494 out of 640 are in the top 10. 494 videos out of 640 are in the top 10. Okay, and these are the search terms here. I started with septic tank pumping, and I told you I did all the states immediately adjacent to me plus Virginia. And then I started doing drain cleaning just a couple days ago. And here, what did I do with drain cleaning? There was the two top states. I just showed you guys this was Colorado and Nebraska. I've done Colorado and Nebraska, and I haven't done the whole state. I've been only doing 100 cities per state. And that's just because, again, I just wanted to show some diversity in this report. But you can see this is just, I downloaded the report, and you can see, guys, these are Google rankings, and this column over here, column F, is the current Google rank. Okay, so look at all these keywords, guys. I said there's 494 out of 640 in the top 10, but there's something like 250 right here. Let's go right here. 254 videos are a number one out of 640, right? And so that's what, and guys, these are going, like I said, I started doing some of these across the money channels, which have IFTTT networks attached to them. But the vast majority of these are going across those orphaned YouTube channels that have zero connection to anything else on the web. So these are straight spam videos. Now, take a look at one of these videos, and I've got a couple variations that I've been using. But this is, let me pause it. So this is one of the offline PLR videos, guys. Here, I'll hit the mute button, and then we'll let it play for a second. The offline PLR video is this back here. What I did was I re-rendered it with a call to action overlay with the ring partner phone number on it. So that becomes, so the whole video is a call to action. All right, and this video has a voiceover track on it as part of the offline PLR videos, and the same thing with the instant spokesperson videos. They're going to have voice tracks, but as part of a way to generate multiple videos with the step 2 here, what I've been doing is going to Uniquify Video and clicking the video file. I go over here. Let me show you what I mean. Right here, like Ring Partner Drain Cleaning 360p with CTA. What that means is that's the Ring Partner Drain Cleaning. I'm using it for the Ring Partner Drain Cleaning video. It's an offline PLR video. I re-rendered it with my video software. I use Sony Movie Studio. I re-rendered it down to a 360p. It was a 1280p. Excuse me, it was a 720p. It was a 1280 by 720 video. But as part of the Uniquify process inside Video Marketing Blitz, it runs a lot better if it's a smaller file, because it will Uniquify videos quicker. And so what I did was I re-rendered it as a 360p, which is internet widescreen. In case you guys aren't familiar with that, it's the internet widescreen setting. So it's 640 by 360. And then I added the call to action overlay with just a PNG file with this text. And that's how I got the call now down here is my call to action. So when I go to select the video, I just select that and click open. And now you can see this is green. And then what I do is select the audio folder. And all I did was I went to a royalty-free PLR audio track site and purchased a bunch of our audio tracks. And if we go take a look at this, I have project audio folder here. It's got 110 tracks in there that were royalty-free tracks. So I select that. Then when I come over to the step 3 post videos, I come in here, and right now I've just been doing 100 per day. Right now I unselect everything here except for create videos only. And now if we open up this file, I'll show you what this does. If we go right here, this is, let me clear these real quick and I'll show you what I mean. This is the video folder where you'll see the activity from post videos, or excuse me, from creating videos inside Video Marketing Blitz. If I click start right now, not enough audio files available. I wonder why that says that. Oh, because I've got 403 keywords, right? I can only have 100 or 110 because that's all the audio files that I have. So let me just show you what I mean with that, guys. Let me just grab 100 keywords. This doesn't matter. I know those are all the same. That this has nothing to do with creating the videos. I would swap those keywords out when with actual keywords when it came time to post the videos, because it would replace everything. But you can see right now it says keywords 100. I've got number of videos to upload 100. If we open this file back up and I click to start, why is it saying that? Did I pick the wrong folder? Maybe I picked the wrong folder. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't pick the right folder. Project audio all. Click OK. And now if I come back over here and I click start, you'll see over here the activity of the software going out and creating uniquifying the videos. Okay. And so for me, about 100 videos takes about close to an hour to create. Okay, but once it's done, now I've got 100 videos that now I can use to target 100 keywords all at once. That makes sense. And you can watch the process over here if you want. All right, let me go ahead and stop that, and we'll move on because I know we're all over time. So Marco, if you got to go ahead, dude. I'm almost done. Last thing I want to talk about here, guys.
I'm all right, man.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about, guys, now that you know what I'm doing with as far as the videos, you know, like I said, these videos are by no means great, but they're at the same time, they're not bad. Like, this is, in my opinion, this is a hell of a lot better than creating a spam video out of a bunch of individual still images with music. So when I uniqueified this video, that the software basically, it removed the voiceover, the speech track, the voice track, and it replaced it with a random audio track from my audio folder. Okay, and it also changes the file size and everything else. So that's how you get unique videos. So this is one video now that I've used 640 times, or well, I've done about 400 and some septic services and about 200 drain cleaning. So I've got a plumber video that I'm using for drain cleaning, and I'm using a septic service video for the septic pumping stuff. So this one for septic service stuff, I think it's been used 440 times, this one video, but it's been uniqueified 440 times. Does that make sense? So hopefully that's clear. All right. So you guys understand how to do all that. That's why I said, like, this is, it's totally a spam video, but it's a much better, it's a much higher quality video. That's why I'm just blasting these out now and I'm leaving them. I'm not even identifying money keywords and then going back and doing better videos. I'm just using a decent video to begin with and just leaving it out there. That makes sense. All right. Just one more thing. All right. So scaling, guys, we're going to get through the rest of this in about the next 10 minutes. This is where I really want to focus on now, is the scaling, guys, because again, I've done all of what you've seen so far myself, 100% on my own. And it's my lack of time available is the only reason why this case study isn't further along. Okay. Because there is a learning curve to the software. In fact, the whole Video Marketing Blitz suite of tools, which if I click this here, you guys know, you've seen it. The inside, it's got all these other tools in here, guys, that are going to appear in just a second. And I've only pretty much used the Video Keyword Prospector. And it's not because these other tools aren't awesome. They are. It's just the thing is all I've been doing is just trying to poke these spam these videos out so that I could generate this case study. 2 weeks wasn't enough time considering my limited amount of time. That's why I want to do a follow-up. The thing is I'm going to train a virtual assistant to actually do all of this for me. And because it's going to be his full-time job, I've already hired the VA too, by the way. His full-time job, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, is going to be using this software. He's going to become very proficient in all of these other tools. Okay. Because I'm not giving him all these other tools. I'm going to give him resources, anything that he needs to be able to build these campaigns. But the point is he's got all the tools that he needs to be able to do all this right here in the Video Marketing Blitz dashboard. So he's going to learn about how to do all this other shit, all this other stuff that's great. It's just I don't have the time to do it right now. Does that make sense? So the thing is I really want to scale this, guys. It's just not something I have time to do myself. So what's the best way to do it? Hire it out, outsource it. So I hired a virtual assistant for another project. He was building lead gadget sites for me, but he's proved himself to be quite capable. He's a competent guy. He picks up quick. He's self-sufficient. And by the way, I hired him using the exact same funnel that we teach in Outsource Kingpin, guys. So if you don't know how to hire outsourcers yet, go pick up Outsource Kingpin, or if you're a mastermind member, you already have it. Put it to use and start hiring virtual assistants. Processes should be scaled for best results. Obviously, guys, this type of a campaign that we're doing with like Ring Partner, guys. I mean, think about it. We just showed 400 and some odd cities in Colorado alone, right? And Colorado is the #1 highest search for drain cleaning. So I would want to do 400 and some odd videos for Colorado alone. Then I'd move to Nebraska, then to Michigan, then Ohio. And so my point is I would want to cover, by the time it was all said and done, remember with this Excel file, guys, if you strip out all the zip codes, you end up with 30,200 and some odd cities. So essentially for drain cleaning, I would want to cover 30,000 cities with drain cleaning. No shit. Then the same thing goes with septic services or septic tank pumping, or both of those keywords: septic service, septic tank pumping, septic system cleaning or inspection. You know, all of those, each one of those could essentially have a 30,000 video campaign. So when I talk about scaling, I'm talking about industrial strength scaling. I mean it. I mean, I'm talking about having hundreds of YouTube accounts. And if I have a virtual assistant that's building these out for me, and that's their entire job, then it will get done. My point is, if it's left to me, it won't get done because I don't have the time. But if I hire somebody to do it, it will get done because that's their job. Does that make sense? So more channels, test plus money. Again, I'm rethinking this whole strategy with test channels and money channels because I don't think it's really necessary at this point, based upon how I'm doing it with better quality videos to begin with. But what I'm talking about, more channels, like I just purchased 100 double phone verified YouTube channels. By the way, let me give you a resource for that. And we're almost done here, guys. I swear, I promise. Let me find this real quick right here. No, this isn't it. It's the next one. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, this is it. This guy right here, this is who. Now, I know Abs has got somebody. Those of you that were around when we did the promotion, you know that I had some issues with the provider that Abs suggests for the phone verified accounts. The only thing that I liked about him was he provided the API details, but he left some sort of a footprint and it screwed me up. And I lost all 50 accounts that I purchased. And he was a real pain in the ass to deal with trying to get it resolved. In fact, I never got the repaired accounts delivered to me that he told Abs he was going to deliver to me, but I wouldn't have used them anyways. I said, this is nothing against Abs. I had issues with the guy and he blew it, in my opinion. So I will never give that guy money again. This guy right here, I've been buying accounts from now for about 6 months. We buy a lot of accounts from this guy. He's really, really good. He won't provide the API details, but he will give you double phone verified accounts, in which case, especially if you hire a virtual assistant, you can train a virtual assistant to create the API details for you. For the accounts that this guy creates. So it's bulkpva.com, guys. I'll drop the link on the page. But if you scroll down, like if we look at the pricing, you'll see that he has YouTube, double phone verified YouTube accounts. You get 100 of them for $50. And he's a good guy. He'll get with you on Skype and chat about whatever it is that you need. And usually when you place an order with him, within about 24 to 48 hours, you'll have the completed order. Okay, so I really recommend you use this guy. How are you making the PLR vids unique, or do you think it doesn't matter? The software unifies the videos. Okay. Yeah, Braulio, I believe it or not, I actually canceled my subscription to Hangout Millionaire. I'd had it for over 2 years and I canceled it. It's nothing wrong with the software. It's just, I don't see needing it anymore. Based upon what I'm doing with Video Marketing Blitz, just so you know. Anyways, FVA YouTube accounts. And Peter Drew is awesome. I love his software. He's got several recent softwares that have come out that are really, really cool. And I'll continue to support and promote Peter Drew's stuff. There's no doubt, but I'm not using Hangout Millionaire right now because of Video Marketing Blitz, just to be 100% transparent with you guys. Okay. It's a great software, but like I said, I'm just, the way that I want to scale this is more feasible, Video Marketing Blitz. All right. So Canon should be outsourced, guys. I mentioned that a million times. Browsio. Guys, again, this is not about a pitch fest, but what I'm telling you is, in order to manage this many channels, especially when you assign a dedicated proxy per channel, you're going to need some. I mean, you can do it all without using Browsio. I completely understand. You can do it using Firefox, and you swap out the proxies each time you go to set up another account. God love you if you want to do that. I'd rather spend the $400 on Browsio and then have it all on one freaking interface and be able to do everything, have multiple browsers open, multiple proxies, and do it all. That's how I actually set it up myself, was using Browsio. When I start training my virtual assistant to do this for me, he's getting a copy of Browsio for his own PC install, and he'll be using Browsio to do it. Okay. So again, if you guys are interested in this tool, Browsio, if you're doing a bunch of IFTTT account stuff on your own, or you have virtual assistants that is doing that for you, Browsio is an incredible tool that will help you to be a hell of a lot more efficient. And now for Video Marketing Blitz, I see this as pretty much almost a necessity. You don't have to have it, but it's going to save you a shit ton of time, guys. So let me just drop the link for this, and I will show you very quickly. 10 minutes over already, guys. I'm sorry. But I want to make sure that you guys got a lot of value out of this. So let me show you what, let me move this stuff out of the way. There it is. Let me show you what this looks like. So I know there's a ton of things you can do with Browsio, guys. I really don't know how to use Browsio other than for what I'm about to show you, because I've never taken the time to go through all the stuff that it does. I know it does a ton of stuff, guys. It's a really powerful tool, but it's just something I have never taken the time to learn. I just don't have the time. So I'm using it for one thing and one thing only, and that's to be able to assign proxies to Google accounts, or any accounts for that matter, that I can always keep to where we log into that account with the same proxy every time. And it prevents the accounts from getting locked. So for example, if I click on this and I show you, what happens is it's going to open up profile 1. If I wanted to see the profile details, I would open this up, and you can see I've got my username, password, the proxy assigned, all of that. Let me close that down. Hopefully you guys won't fuck with my accounts, pardon my language. But if I click on browser, I've got it set to where it goes to whoever.net to make sure that it's going to show the proxy, and it's going to show the anonymity, excuse me, I can't say that word, of the proxy. 70% is good enough. But what this does is this is showing that this is the proxy that I have assigned to that. So if I want to go to profile 2, for example, and I open this up, same thing. If I look at whoever.net, it's going to show me that this is the IP that it's actually logging in with this IP now for this account. And so if I open up another tab and I want to go to YouTube, for example, in fact, I should probably even still be logged in. I bet you it does. Proxy might be a little bit slow. But yeah, you see it's showing I'm actually logged in. So I'm logged into this YouTube account with this IP with this IP right here. So this gives me the ability to assign IPs to the accounts, which are going to be used in Video Marketing Blitz. And it gives me the ability to do the engagement signals. Like, for example, YouTube account creation and setup. Now I can have, I'm buying the phone verified accounts, but then I turn the delivered accounts over to the virtual assistant with a list of proxies. He's going to do a 1-to-1 ratio proxy to YouTube account, and then set that up inside of Browsio and log into that YouTube account so that he can bind that account to that IP. That's why I say IP binding right here, guys. So the YouTube account creation and setup, IP binding, API setup, which can all be done from right inside of Browsio. And in the engagement signals, as Ab says in his training, once you've logged into that account, you create the API credentials and that sort of thing. You also want to just go view a video or two and click the like button. For example, view this video, click the like button, subscribe to a couple channels. Just do something to give that new account a little bit of engagement signals to make it less likely to be terminated. Does that make sense? Okay, so poking. These are all things that can be outsourced, guys. This is all stuff that I don't recommend you do yourself. You can, if you have the time, if you have less money and more time, then do it yourself. But if you have any amount of money whatsoever, I recommend you outsource this, guys. And you guys should be spending your time researching your next campaign target, right? Let your virtual assistant do the manual labor for you, okay? So that's how that works. That's how Browsio works. I know there's all these other things that you can do with Browsio that I don't even know how to use. I know it's a very, very powerful tool. I highly recommend that you guys check it out, because if you're going to be doing a lot of this stuff, or you're going to scale up, you're going to need a tool like that. That's just no question. It's going to make your whole operation more efficient. All right. So that was it, guys. Webinar number 2. In 4 to 6 weeks will be a follow-up webinar. I'd like for it to be in 4. But to be honest with you, with our Content Kingpin launch, the product that we're launching not next Tuesday, the following Tuesday, on Tuesday, August 30th, I'm a bit tied up with that launch right now. So it's going to be probably 2 weeks before I even begin training my virtual assistant to do this stuff for me. So it's probably going to be closer to 6 weeks before the follow-up webinar. But what I want to do is literally industrial size this Video Marketing Blitz project. And so in webinar 2, we're going to talk about how to outsource the Video Marketing Blitz training. And what I'm going to do is, after I have trained my virtual assistant, I'm going to share with you guys the results that we've been able to accomplish within that month. Then I'm going to share with you during the presentation some tips on how to hire and train an outsourcer to do this sort of work for you. And then if there's a chance that I might even have my working procedures and everything. If you guys know what I'm talking about with how we outsource, we create working procedures, which are basically step-by-step documents on how to complete any task. So once I create the working procedures to train him how to do this, I may make an offer to sell you guys the working procedures as an upgrade if you want it, because I'm going to put a lot of work into it. I'll share with you guys what to do on the webinar, but if you guys want access to the working procedures so that it's basically plug and play, that might be something that you can purchase as an upgrade. I haven't decided yet, but that might be something that I do. So I just kind of want to whet your appetite a little bit with that. All right. So make sure that you're on the next webinar, guys, or even if you're not, we'll send you the replay. But I think you guys will get a lot out of it, because if you guys are really going to be serious about doing video marketing blitz stuff, this is where you're going to really make the money, is right here, the scaling part of it. Okay. Doing it yourself can produce results, but you want to get really good at it, have somebody else do it for you. Right. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm going to answer this question, and then Jay's too, and then I'm done, guys, because we're way over. For the keywords of video marketing blitz are ranking videos instantly, and you are using only a tier 1 IFTTT ring. Are you powering up the ring with links from Dedia, or are these the amazing results without powered up backlinks to tier 1 networks? Scott, like I mentioned already, as I scale this thing up, I'm not even going to use money channels with networks. I'm just going to use flat out. I mean, what I'll probably do is have test channels that are just orphaned accounts, but then I'll probably have a batch, like maybe 25 or so, money channels that won't have IFTTT rings, but do have personas, well-built personas, which just means essentially a Google account that's been filled out filled out all the way completely. That's it. I don't think I'm going to be doing IFTTT networks for these guys, because the sheer volume of videos that we're pumping out will probably get the IFTTT networks accounts terminated anyways. All right. Jay says, Nick, yeah, I think I already answered this, but the videos become unique through the Uniquify video option here. There's a couple ways you guys can Uniquify videos: changing the audio tracks, and it will also change the file size and stuff. That's the way I've been doing it. But you can also have it add front images and end images. So basically still shots, thumbnail images to the front and the end, and it will change the duration of those images appearing. That's another way that you can do it. Okay, I've just been using the audio folder. It seems to work really well, and it's quick. Jay says, I'm in the UK. Do I need to get phone verified accounts created with UK proxies and UK phone numbers? Thanks. No, Jay. Actually, the guy that I just shared with you, MetroBiz, he's in India, and he'll create all the accounts with an India IP and send them to you with the recovery email and recovery phone and all that kind of stuff, so that when you go to log in, if it triggers re-verification or whatever, it will, about 80% of the time, it will just ask you for the data that he provides with you when he sends you the completed accounts. Sometimes it will force a re-verification, like a phone call or a text message, in which case you either just abandon that account, or I think he has a brief window, like warranty, where he'll replace those. You have to contact him. Typically, if I buy 100 accounts, I'll expect about 20 of them to be bad. It's just, to me, it's not worth my time going back and asking for those to be replaced. If you guys are real tight on cash or whatever, then fine, do that. Me personally, I just expect to lose about 20 accounts out of 100. Okay, but the idea is once you get the accounts, you want to bind them to the IP that you're going to assign to that account as quickly as possible. Usually I try to get that done as quickly as possible. In fact, I had 100 accounts delivered to me today. That I've got to get my virtual assistant, who I probably won't even be able to start training for 2 weeks. So I might have pulled the trigger too early on getting those accounts, because I'm hoping that they'll all still be able to be logged into and bound to a new IP within 2 weeks without triggering re-verification. Okay, so just so you know, once you get the accounts back, you're going to want to try to bind them to that IP as quickly as possible. And then after that, you should never have any trouble logging in again, because if you're using the same IP to log in every time, it should never cause any issues. And that's where Browsio comes in. It will save your ass as far as time. Okay. Brilliant stuff, Bradley. Yes, please. On the upsell, I'm a systems fan. Yeah, I know you are, Adam. I think some of you guys will find that incredibly useful. So I'll probably make the working procedures available for just a small purchase price, guys. And that's just to compensate me for my time and creating all that shit. It's going to take me a few weeks to train that guy. Brawley, am I not live streaming videos? No, I'm doing straight video uploads, just using video keyword prospector. I'm not even using the YouTube management suite to upload the videos. I'm using the video keyword prospector. Again, probably would be a better idea to do live streaming, or to use the YouTube management suite, so you have more control over like the advanced settings of the videos and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't had time to go through and learn how to use all those tools, and I wanted to have some results to share with you guys today. So I just ran with what I had learned. And you see the kind of results that I was able to get right here. Okay. So again, once my virtual assistant learns how to use the software, he'll probably figure out how to do all those tools and use it in a really effective way. I just don't have the time to do it. All right, guys, 6:20. I'm shutting it down. I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully that was useful, guys. Like I said, I really do want to scale this thing up and share with you guys when I'm done, what I've been able to accomplish with it. And hopefully you guys will be able to benefit from that as well. And then, the outsourcing part of it, guys, man, I'm telling you, if you really want to make a business out of this, you should really seriously consider outsourcing as much of this as possible. And that's what the next webinar will be about, sharing results and showing you how to outsource that shit. So thanks, Marco, for sticking around, dude. I'm sorry for the extra time.
No problem, man. I had time set aside.
All right, cool. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Anybody that's not in one of our groups, we will send out an email about the upcoming webinar once it's scheduled. So just be on the lookout for that. Like I said, 4 to 6 weeks, probably closer to 6 weeks, but we'll send an email out to you. And mastermind members, you guys all know about it anyway. So we'll see you all later. Thanks.